All right, so if you are a parent or you're hoping to become one, this book should be on your shelf. Charlene Humphrey is the author of Mommy's Amazing Words, Become a Better You, and Win at Parenting with 11 Jamaican Proverbs. And she joins us now to talk to us about the book. Charlene, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Simone. How are you doing?
I am very well. How are you this morning?
I'm fabulous. Praise God. I'm good. Praise God.
Good. So, set within the rich Jamaican culture, the author reflects on the sayings of her mother, spoken in the local vernacular, that is patois, to unveil wisdom on how to succeed in life and win at parenting. Talk to me a little bit about how this idea came into Charlene's head to do this book.
One day I was I normally do my morning reflections, and as I was reading something, I started to see something about the power of mommy's words, of any mother's words. That when a mother says something to our child, in the presence of our child, it can direct the entire stream of that child's life. So I thought about myself, what things have my mom said to me that stuck with me over the years? And I thought about all these proverbs just came popping up into my mind. And I started to jot them down. And the thought came, why don't I create a whole list of these? I called my sisters, I asked them, what was mommy saying back then when so-and-so happened? But because I suppose I was the youngest in the family and I was at home the longest because they moved out before, I knew most of them. And so as I started to write them down, the thought just came to me, write a book about them, preserve them so that anyone can benefit and share in what you experienced growing up with your mom. And that's how the book came about. And I started to delve into the different sayings, all, Jamaican sayings. And the book just started to develop and unfold from there. Yeah.
So tell me, give me three of the proverbs and the life scale for a parent that you apply it to.
Okay. Now, as I said, it's about parenting, but it can be applied to anyone because hence the subtitle is Become a Better You. Mm-hmm. So therefore, it's about general self-development, but it's geared primarily towards parents. So some of the proverbs that I looked at what my mom says, and some of them are ones that we all know as Jamaicans. For example, if you can't hear, you go and feel.
Oh,
the whole matter about actions and consequences. And there's one, wait, Margaret, pop, and there's one that my mom would say, but I don't think I've ever heard anyone else say it. Can't even take a message. That's about knowing your limitations and knowing when to stop. Mm-hmm. So these are some of those that I mentioned in the book. And there are others as well. And some I can't mention on TV because, it's TV.
Yeah.
But, the Jamaican ones.
Yes, miss. Yes, miss. We're with you. Managing your finance and other resources. Wait, Margaret Pop is clearly the one that speaks to that. But you're helping us, this says, discover useful insights on how to, one, empower and care for ourselves and our families, manage your finances and other resources, build positive relationships with your children, enable your children's autonomy and agency to stir their confidence, happiness, and productivity. And as you said, the book is designed to help us become a better you and to win at parenting. How long did it take you to put it together? Was it a very involved process? And when did you're out there now, you've released now, right?
Yes, I released the book, yes.
Okay, and where is it available?
It's available locally at Brian's Bookstore and, of course, by me. Persons can contact me via Facebook, Charlene Humphrey, or they can give me a WhatsApp at 382-1000. Yeah. It's also available on Amazon Books, Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, and there's a very exciting company out of Canada that promotes Jamaican and Caribbean products and producers called Yardie.com. That's YAAHDY, Yardie.com. It's available to persons in the diaspora. They can access it through Yardie.com, also Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
So tell me about the process now of writing.
Okay. The process, well, I started it in 2019, and it took me about a year because I was, I wasted time. I wasn't really focused on it all the time. But the process of writing, I looked at each of my mother's sayings and I started to I asked myself, what is it? What's the message? Because, Jamaican parents will say something, but they don't tell you what it means. All these proverbs, we have to figure it out. Mm-hmm. And so as I started to figure it out, I was there talking to my sisters, getting feedback from them. What did mom mean when she did so and so? But then I realized there's so much depth of wisdom in the sayings that my mom would say all the time. And so I started to research the meanings. And as I started to delve into it, I look at some of the principles that my mom was actually teaching us through these proverbs. And I did deep research into how we can apply these principles. And so if you read the book, it's heavily referenced by academic studies. So it's not just a book about my story or about my life. Yes, it is autobiographical, but it is highly referenced based on what the research is saying about all these different aspects of life in terms of managing resources, how to encourage children, how to build confidence, all these different things. And of course, because I wanted to focus and highlight Jamaica so much, I made sure I put what I think is one of Jamaica's most precious attributes, which is our language. It's so unique. So every single chapter focuses on various Jamaican expressions, terms. I made sure that every chapter highlights that as also the Jamaican landscape and culture. And I use stories a lot throughout the entire book. So it's putting all these ideas and concepts together. Hence, I now have this book.
Excellent. And the feedback to the book has been?
It has been good. It has been tremendous. Persons who have read, so they love it. Some persons really love the idea that as they read, they could actually write their thoughts, because I give sections in the book for persons to write what their takeaways were, so because I want people to learn. I'm an educator by training. And so for me, it's not about just reading something like a novel, but it's reading something you can learn and apply. So therefore, at the end of each chapter, you can write your takeaways and also make commitments to yourself about what I will do to become a better person and what I will do to become a better parent for those who are parents or those who are aspiring to be parents. So it gives you that portion to reflect and think and to write and to get your thoughts out there. So persons love that. Persons love they say it's very nostalgic for persons who are in my age group and older. It's very nostalgic. And it gives a sense of, persons like the idea that they can really identify with it because one, it's Caribbean, two, it's about life, it's about Jamaica. And even those persons who are not Jamaicans who have read it, so they really like the content, because one person said in particular, the whole importance of taking care of self.
Yes.
It's important that we all have self-care on our agenda, not just going at the grind of working every time. So I've gotten really tremendous feedback from not only persons here in Jamaica, but overseas as well.
Correct. Well, if we keep sending the bucket to well, right, and I take care of yourself, one day bottom I'll drop out. Great concept. The fact that you've infused the language in there makes it great for locals, for the diaspora, and the fact that you explain it makes it a global offering. Thank you so much, very much, Charlene, for being here. You say it's here in Jamaica at where?
Here.
Which bookstore? Bookstore?
Brian's Bookstore.
Brian's Bookstore.
Brian's Bookstore. You can contact me on Facebook, Charlene Humphrey, or you can just WhatsApp me at 382-1000.
All right. It's also available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. So you can pick it up.
All right.
Could make a great Christmas gift. Thank you, Charlene, for being here this morning. Author of Mommy's Amazing Words, Become a Better You and Win at Parenting with 11 Jamaican Proverbs. Charlene Humphrey is the author, and that is it for this week's Off the Shelf.